All right, welcome back, Treetop Garage, man. It's been a little while. Um, I wanted to give you guys kind of a little bit of an update on some of the things that have been going on around here. I've been kind of trying to not to. I've been trying to. I'm trying to take a break from some of the video stuff, but I wanted to give you guys kind of a quick little update deal. So I've been working on the 440. I got it. The short block is done. In fact, today I just got the heads apart so I can start porting them and cleaning up everything. So, and there's also some little other stuff too. I'll show you that I've been working on. So yeah, just a quick little video, hopefully. And I like to ramble a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't happen too much today. But my son, actually, my son just left. He just had some stuff on his daily driver he had to work on, but he was here today, and I didn't. All I did was mess with the heads. I didn't do anything else. So I probably should have a little bit of video of that, but it was all boring, just taking the valves and springs off. Because the new cam I have does require different springs, which came with the kit. So that'll be going in as soon as I port the heads out and everything else. So let me pause you, and we'll show you what the short block looks like. It actually looks really good. And I changed a bunch of stuff, so let me go over that in a second. So hold on, I'll pause you, and we'll come back and we'll check that out. All right, guys, so this is our short block. It's all together. The only thing I didn't do yet is I do have to put the cam and lifters in. I just haven't done it yet. But I did get all new bearings on the crank, all new bearings on all the rods. These new pistons are Keith Black. I forget what the part number is, but these are supposed to raise the compression on the motor. This motor was, I think originally, this is out of a motor home. And this originally had, from what I read, between 7.3 to 1 and 7.5 to 1 compression with the heads that I have. These pistons are supposed to be designed for this, and according to what they said in the thing when I bought them, these pistons should raise the compression to about 9.9 to 10 to 1. So that'll be pretty good. I did take all the old stuff out. Like I said, all new bearings. Everything's all torqued and everything's good there. I did put all new surfaces in the bores, all new rings, all new pistons, all that stuff. It's all brand new. It's all in there. It's all good to go. Everything's all been lubricated. I've got this, which the oil pan was supposed to be a rear sump, and it turned out it was a front sump. So hopefully I can get it to still work with the Studebaker setup. But it is a Y-end. I got the zinc coated one, whatever, oil pan, gasket, and pickup tube. Because the one that was on here when I got this motor was crushed and it was junk. So the next thing, like I said, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cam in it, lifters, and I'm going to put timing set on there. And I can start, actually I can take the timing cover, needs cleaned up. I got to clean that up and paint it and put it on here too. And the next thing after that will be the heads, which I'm going to start working on those here pretty soon as well. Like I said, I already have all the valves and springs and all that stuff are already out. I just have to port them. I'm still debating about maybe having about 30 thousandths or so taken off just for a little more compression, but I might not even bother with that because this motor did have a steel shim gasket. Instead of the thicker Felpro, like 30 thousandths, 40 thousandths gasket, these had 20 thousandths shim gaskets, which are actually still over here. I'll show you, which I think I showed in another video. But this is the gaskets that were in there. And I measured them with a mic. They're like 18 thousandths, 19 thousandths. So I might just get another brand new set of these and put on here, just so I can get a little more compression out of that motor. It'll help. Although the cam I have, it's a Hughes whiplash cam. It's actually designed for the more lower torque or lower compression engines. So I think the compression being 9.5, it's supposed to be 9.9, but it might be a little more with the shim gasket. I don't know what they tested it with. It still will probably be still really good. So I think I might just use another shim gaskets, do what I want to do to the heads, put them back on. I think it'll be all right. It's still going to be way more than the 283 that's in that car now. So I got a bunch of gaskets already. I still have to get exhaust gaskets and some of those small. I don't have any gaskets for the front either. The whole water pump timing, I have to order those. But I still need to get some more like gaskets and parts. But a lot of the stuff I do have actually a set of really nice roller rockers too that are 1.6 to or 1.6 ratio. I'm going to put on here, and I'm going to have to get different push rods because the push rods that I got now won't work with the roller rockers. They're like a ball and cup style, so I have to order those. Those are going to be like I think about 160, 170 bucks. But I have the actual checker tool for the measurement lengthwise for those push rods. I actually just have that already because the other 440 I had back in the day, I had to do the same exact thing. So, but also let me show you this. So I picked this thing up. This is another thing I've been working on. I picked this up, $400 on Marketplace. This old Snap-on tool chest, toolbox. As you guys know, I had 2 toolboxes for the longest time. And it was starting to get to where I didn't have any room anywhere for anything because my drawers were full of stuff. So I got this for $400. And I'm actually struggling now I wanted to have kind of a drawer for everything, but it's kind of really working out that way. So I still have more stuff in these other toolboxes. I'm trying to get everything switched over, and I'm running out of room already. So I'm going to have to start maybe doing some other stuff here. The whole top is just sockets and extensions and stuff. And I'm going to have to go ahead and probably get some kind of organization, big things that hold a bunch of sockets to put in there. Because right now the little rails I have are not working out too good. There's just so much stuff that I just want to put it all on these whatever. So I'm going to have to do something there. And also, if you guys noticed, I also had this, I've had it for a while, this Yamaha XS650, which actually has a 750 bore kit on it. And I've been working on it a little bit. I haven't done much to it. I did get a different tank because the big Sportster style tank that was on it was too big. The handlebars are hitting it and all kind of stuff. So I got this tank that's on there now, which actually fits it a lot better. It's not as big, but it's a lot more sleeker, and it actually fits the bike better, and the handlebars don't hit it. The rear fender I bought, it's just kind of sitting there, and actually, if you could notice, the radius of the rear fender does not fit. So this bike originally would have had an 18-inch wheel in the rear with an 18-inch tire in the rear. So when I ordered the fender, I didn't even look at the rim or the tire. I just assumed it was 18 inches because that's what they all had. But apparently, somebody out there makes a spoke kit for a 16-inch wheel. Now, I remember back in the earlier days when I was doing a lot of bike builds, and I did a BSA 650 Lightning, a dual carb one. I think it was a 65. There was a company out that actually made a 16-inch spoke set for 16-inch wheels for the original quick change hub, which is what I use on both of my bikes that I built, the British bikes. It was a spoke set for a 16-inch wheel. You use a regular Harley wheel, and it would go on the hub. We just had to use the set of spokes. You had to buy those, and you could put a regular Harley wheel on the back. So I didn't know they made them. Apparently somebody makes them for the Yamaha, because when I bought this fender, which is supposed to fit an 18-inch wheel, I put it on there, just set it on there. I was like, man, that radius is way off. And you could tell, it's like, down at the bottom, there's got to be 2.5 inches of gap at least down there between the wheel and the fender, the tire and the fender, and the top has nothing, like no gap. So I started looking at the tire, and it says 16 inches, and it's a Harley Davidson tire. It was on there when I got it. I was like, oh, so somebody changed the wheel out to 16 inches, and I didn't know. I didn't even bother looking. So that's going to be I'm probably going to either cut that fender up a little bit and maybe weld it back together and shorten up the radius a little bit. Or I may just get a different tire, or a different fender, because this one, I noticed after I got it, so this is all stamped, of course, all this ridge here, but this whole back part, you can see it in the camera, but it has like a kind of a raised edge. but one side is like way longer than the other side, and it's got some weird funkiness going on here. It doesn't match anything on the end. It's like one side's way more bent over than the other side, which I gotta fix it, but in order to make this fender fit, I did have to do a bunch of cuts and weld it all back together and try to squeeze it around the tire a little more, or I could just cut it off up in here, but I really don't want to leave the whole bottom front of this thing open. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but that's the whole thing that's going on with that. I got a whole bunch of ideas. I actually have a Springer front end right there. I need to put on it still. I haven't had much time to mess with it, and I haven't really had much going on with it, so it's been kind of been sitting here. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I got an exhaust kit for it. It's like a DIY build your own exhaust deal. I'm gonna do that. I think I might even do like a foot clutch hand shift on this thing. I already have some ideas for that. So I don't know. But anyway, so we got that. Like I said, this thing's all done. We just got to get the heads and the cam lifters in it and timing set. Clean up some more parts, paint them, put it together. I like to get the transmission all cleaned up as well, which is over here. A little dolly cart thing. That's got to get cleaned up, and I'm going to do a few things with that too. Shift kit probably, and I don't know what else. So, anyways, guys, let me pause you. We'll wrap this video up real quick. Alright, guys, so that's just a kind of a wrap up. Just want to kind of show you what's going on. My son's gasser, the 50 Pontiac, he really hasn't done much with that. I've just been busy kind of trying to do little things on that motor, trying to get all these tools converted over, like moved over to there. And then the other box, the black one that you guys have seen in a lot of the videos, the black and gold one is going to go up in the garage up by the house. But that's the one thing, is I don't have a whole lot of tools at all up at the house. And my shop here is like 75, 80 yards back from the house. So anytime I need a tool back here, I got to walk all the way back, get it, come all the way back to the house just to do some little job. And then if I get the wrong thing, or I don't have whatever, and I got to come back again, it kind of gets to be a pain in the butt. So I'm going to have this black toolbox up there with a bunch of stuff in it. Hopefully I have enough stuff that I can put in there and take up there to have tools up there, so I ain't got to walk all the way back here every time. But well, just real quick, we'll show you the heads since we have this camera set up. So I pulled the heads all apart, like I said, took all the valves out of them. And they're going to get cleaned up a little more. I poured them out. I'm going to clean up the valves. Some of the valves are pretty junky. This thing was like a 77, so it's had a lot of crappy fuel ran through it. And this motor, like I said before in another video, this motor only had less than 50,000 miles on it when I got it. So I mean, it's basically pretty new. In fact, none of the rod bearings or none of the crank bearings were even really that bad. But I just went in and changed them anyways because I was putting all new parts in. So I got to clean up a little bit on some of the areas. I'm going to port everything. I'm going to clean up the valves. I'm going to put everything back together with the new springs that I got with the cam that I got. And it'll go back together, and I'll put them back on the motor. So I'm probably going to get new head bolts. I'll probably get some ARP head bolts or studs, whatever they got. And then those will go back on with some shim gaskets. So, anyways, guys, sorry about the moving around, but I appreciate everybody watching. I haven't been, doing a lot of videos, and I apologize for that. I've just been kind of busy doing some other stuff or trying to get some stuff done in the house before the holidays, because we're having a couple different holiday things here at the house. So the wife wants some stuff done, so we've been doing that. I've been busy doing stuff at my mom's house. The list goes on. So if you guys want to see, I have done some videos on my 2A channel, Ohio 2A Patriot. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description for that. I've done a couple of little videos over the last couple months, or a couple weeks, I should say. Not recently, but over the last month or two, that have gotten some pretty good views, and that's just pretty cool. A lot of my videos on this channel have been not beginning hardly any views, which is probably one of the reasons why I haven't went the extra mile to make any real videos, because they don't get views for some reason. I don't know why. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you're just finding this today, never seen me before, hit the thumbs up and give me a subscription if you wouldn't mind. Hit the subscribe button. Doing some more stuff coming on this here, probably in the next couple of days, hopefully, maybe even the weekend. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks for coming by and watching the video, and have a good one. We'll see you on the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.